Yo guys, it is Kling, and today I'm going to show you how to make a full entire slap house song in under 5 minutes. What I will do is I'll run through the break, build up, and drop. But for the preview, I'm just going to show you what the drop sounds like. If you want to listen to the full song, I'll play the full song at the end of the video. So go check that out first and then come back if you want to hear it first. But here is what I will be showing you how to make today. As always, the FLP presets and samples are available below for free, so go download those and check those out. So to start off, I'll talk about the vocals, and as you can tell, I use Jackie Chan by Tiesto. And I think a cool concept, or like a key idea, is if you're gonna do a remix of the Slap House song, try to get the vocals, either pitch them down or pitch them up a little bit. It gives the listener a new way of listening to the track if you pitch it. They'll recognize it, but at the same time it's something new, so I think it'll get them to listen to it easier. So for this vocal, I pitched it down 4 semitones, and then underneath of that, I added this vocoder, which sounds like this. And how I achieved this is pretty simple. So all I did was I made these chords, and then on top of this, I played it with the vocal. And I have this going through a synth called vocal synth, and then I recorded that out, and then I came up with this. So the first thing for the synth is you need a nice bass line. You need a nice bass line that will keep you through the track and that feels good with the vocal. So I really recommend playing the bass line with the vocal, playing around the piano or the piano roll itself, and then find a cool bass line that works for the track. As you can see here, I kept it pretty simple, but all I did was I changed the last note over here just to change up a little bit. And then on top of this, I have a pitch bend. Once again, just to keep it interesting. You have to keep the listener interested throughout the whole track. And then underneath of that, I added this bass guitar. It's not really a bass guitar, but it's a guitar that's playing the bass line, and I cut out all the lows and made it really wide. Then after that, I added some guitar melodies that complement the vocal, and they sound like this together.
She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just saw this.
And I also have a reverb automation going up when the guitar stops playing to fill the gaps. And then just to keep some sort of groove, I added these snaps. And then just some standard effects. Disco string, atmosphere, and then some vinyl noise. All together in this first break, the synths sound like this. So for the second part, the only notable thing is I added these piano chords, which sound like this. So it's the same bass line from previously, just I added some more notes on top of it to make it chords. And what makes the break really punchy and gives it a lot of energy is the kick, the shaker, and the tambourine, which sound like this. Because without this, otherwise it's the same as before. But this gives you some nice energy buildup to the buildup itself and then to the drop. So now on to the buildup. Pretty simple stuff. There's only a few key things. A really important one for me was to keep the vocal involved in with the build. So the build sounds like this without the vocal. It sounds fine, but it's really missing something. So what I did was I took a piece of the vocal, then after that I pitched it down instead of going up. So it made it kind of interesting too. So I pitched it going down with some reverb automation as well. So instead of having it go up like any other build would, I made it go down, so maybe the drop can hit it a lot harder in my opinion. Then I have a snare build up, just some effects here, and that is all for the build up. And now that will lead me into the bass line. So this is the same bass line that I always use for all my slap house tracks. If you would like to see how I made this bass line, watch the video above, and then you can see how I made the whole bass line with every single step. So with these slap house bass lines, they always sound really boring on their own. So it sounds like this. So, and really, you just have to dress it up to your liking. So a key part in the sound of this is this patch right here. So I'll play it to you without and with. So I'll play it to you without, then with. And then processing on the whole bass itself, outside of Serum, all I have is a Pro Q3, just taking out all the side information below 100 Hertz. And then I have just a little mid dip here. And then to keep it interesting, what I added was some pitch bends, as always. And so with that bass line, I also have, what I always do is a reverse of the bass to sweep us into the bass. So this sounds like this. And a cool thing, to make it sound different a little bit, right click right here, go to the wave, then it gives you that really glitchy, like tremolo sound. And the most important part of this bass, I think, is the way I process the bass before it plays in the drop, so in the build-up bass. I have a Serum effects, and why this is great is it has everything in all-in-one plugin, simple to use, and it's all really high-quality stuff. So I have a down sample here, which is just some more bit crusher. I have that automating that mix, automating the phaser mix, and also automating the bandwidth of this filter right here in the distortion. So this is what the bass and the build-up sounds like. I'll play the song to you without all those Serum effects. As you can tell, it's just really bassy, and it doesn't really knock or hit the drop as hard as if you did it with these effects. The drums sound like this. Just a kick and a clap, some hats from my previous upload, and then some drop claps right here. And then I have some exhaust right here, and I also added in the string at the beginning to give it some more tension into the second half of the drop. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see me make anything else or want to hear anything else from me, please let me know in the comments and let me know how you liked the video. You can download the FLP sample and presets below, so go check those out, and thank you once again for watching.
She said she too young, don't want no man. So she gon' call her friends, now that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan.